Conor Nolan, always good for a goal or two. He's got a goal in each of the last 2 games.
Yeah, Conor Nolan has been playing really well this year. There's no superlatives left, I suppose, for Danny at club level or county level, what he's done for Dublin seniors and for his own club, Judes, as well. But he'll be well marked today, he'll be well marshalled today, but what an influential player he's been to Judes and to Dublin over the course of the years. I really rate Joe McManus and the brother Ger as well. Ger at full back, strong, very athletic guy. He's been around a number of years. Both lads were in Australia for a couple of years as well, and they'll have a big say in today's game. Young Kieran McLaughlin's a fine player too, and they've got talent on the bench as well. They've got pace on the bench, and they've got some very good young players that have played with Dublin over the last couple of years at minor and 20. So look, Jude's, the big thing, Oisín, for me is coming in here today, even as both these teams realise they're back in Senior A, but Jude's have a lot of talent coming through at an underage capacity that they're going to be well able to contest properly at Senior A level over the next couple of years once today's done.
Let's have a look at the Craobh Chiaráin team. They've got an awful lot of experience. McGoran in goal. He used to be a forward. Owen Forbes featuring for DCU in the Electric Ireland Fitzgibbon Cup, so that's a high standard of hurling. Cian Derwin scored 11 points in the semi-final against Ballyboden. Robbie Mahan, their captain, he has been there and done that. Around him you've got the likes of Billy Ryan and Darren Kelly, and we know that Gary Kelly at the back is very hard to get around, very hard bet.
Yeah, Gary Kelly was a super underage hurler for Dublin as well, and really good. The one thing I love about Craobh is that they can mix, when they're on form and they're on song and they're managed properly, they can mix the physical with the sublime as well. Their ability to play ball to hand, to play natural hurling, is over the course of the last 10 years has been absolutely exceptional. Just fell short at bringing true players at the right time, and then they had to bring the group together, Oisín. But that team, Conor Ryan, Cian Derwin, Paul Kelly, Robbie Mahan, Kevin Warren on his day as well can be so dangerous. Darren Kelly, was involved with Dublin Minors in 07, 08. He's been around a while too, and he'll cause danger inside. A big thing for me, looking at the team sheet, was Chester not in goal and Kieran getting in number one, because Chester was a played for Dublin in senior capacity and is a really strong club stalwart as well. So that's a big change for me to see Stephen not in the goal. But let's see what it brings. I think we're in for a cracker today with both teams. Nothing to lose today with a cup on the end to show for.
These two met in the under-21 championship last night. St Jude's winning that one. None of the players involved in last night's games are involved today. Both management teams basically telling me that you couldn't play them 2 days in a row, and it's really responsible management as well. Great to hear that is the case, isn't it?
It is, and it's needed in a club. Like today would be massively important to the two of these to bring silverware back, like what lift it would give to the Craobh young lads coming through. The same goes for Jude's, but that's exceptional management that you couldn't expect. I don't think it's fair to expect any player, any athlete to be playing 2 games within 24 hours. But, that's the timetabling of the way the 20s championship or 21s championship falls this time of the year too. So, look, let's look forward. I think this could be a ding-dong one because, like we said, there's no need for restrictions here or anything else. There's a case where the two teams can go at it. But I think Danny could be the difference if Judes get Danny on song. Like, he can beat a team on his own at times as well with a bit of work around him. McManus's as well will cover a lot of ground.
Well, St Jude's also got to the senior camogie final. Unfortunately for them, beaten by St Vincent's. St Vincent's in AIB Leinster Club action today in Birr. If they win that, they're through to the final where they'll play Dixborough or St Martin's. We hope to bring you a few score updates from that game. It did start at 1:30. Our referee, by the way, is Sean McCarthy. His team of officials are Eamon Drumgoole, Colin McCarthy, Kevin Moore, Chris Parks and Gareth McElhun. We're about to get underway in the go-ahead Dublin Senior 2 hurling final. There's a great atmosphere around the ground, and I'm sure if you're watching at home, whether that's at home in Dublin or anywhere else around the country or around the world, you're excited too, and we are very glad to have you. Remember, you can join the conversation with the hashtag GoAheadDSC. The club season in Dublin about to come to an end. It's winding up over the next couple of weeks, and of course then we're concentrating on the provincial action. Nafina will be playing the Westmeath champions next week. Raharney, that'll be one to watch out for. Joe, I'm sure you'll have interest on both sides there. And of course last night Kilmacud Crokes won in the senior football championship. They're the defending champions. Scully Connell had a good win in the football. They beat Roach Emmets of Louth. Let's concentrate on the hurling. Off on his bike is David Andrews. Andrews cutting through. Andrews. Well, they scored a goal very early in the semi-final. I thought Andrews was thinking the same there. They'll settle for the point. That's a really good start.
Yeah, he broke through the middle at good pace, and I had somebody outside him as well. Joe McManus had got off him with an opportunity possibly for a goal, but nice and sensible, put the ball over the bar early.
Can Craobh Chiaráin respond? Ball bouncing down the line. Cian Derwin.
Savage ball.
Oh, that's a great ball. They're trying to work it through. Just a slight miscue. It's stolen back by Ger McManus. Him and his brother Joe played Christy Ring Cup hurling for Mayo the summer before last. Here's Joe, speak of the devil, pops up, John Carty running inside. Joe McManus fires it from an awkward angle, but he makes little of the angle. That's a really good score.
It's a really good score and really good quality as well. That ball from Derwin across there just unfortunately dropped down, but good score from Joe, planted at 2 feet and a score off his right hand side over the bar.
2 scores from the full forward line in the opening minutes. Owen Forbes screaming for it is Kevin Heatherton. Heatherton has to be careful here. Heatherton does keep his head. Really composed stuff from Heatherton. Chasing after it is Billy Ryan. Not sure he's going to get there. He's beaten to it by Ciaráin Mangan, the captain. Goalkeeper fumbled, but then got it up again. Ross O'Reilly. Clever play from him. Backing up as Marquez just allows it to fall to his teammate. It's a surge out of defence by Gary Kelly. Robbie Mahon, the joint captain, finds Paul Kelly, his fellow joint captain. Ball breaks. Can Andrews get there? No, he can't. Puts in a tackle. Referee allows play to continue. The pitch in as good a condition as it can be at this time of year. I had a walk on it before the game, and while it is soft underfoot in some places, it's holding up quite well. You would expect that, and that's a free in.
It is, Oisín. It's a good call by Sean as well. He was right up to play there. A couple of falls and spills and bangs and hits, but he let it go and he kept it, but the inside just pushing the back on Darren Kelly. But I just love the quality of ball that Craobh tried to play. Like, the ball to hand is exceptional. And I know people are talking about that direct ball in and Kelly will cause problems inside, but their ability to play that natural sense of wristy hurling is exceptional.
Billy Ryan puts it over and Craobh Chiaráin are off the mark. Well, I was out by the St. Jude's clubhouse last week, and they have really thrown themselves into the role of supporting the senior team as they head into the county final. Of course, they had it for the Camogie as well, but there was a lot of excitement around the place. Robbie Mahon went to block that one down. He couldn't manage to do so. Here's Paul Kelly being chased by Jack Crennan. Good ball. Can he get it up into the hand? Robbie Mahon. He won't give up on it. Matthew Forbes there to back him up. Matthew Forbes. That's a good take. Paul Kelly turns and gets a shot away. And Paul Kelly squeezes it over.
Yeah, it's great to see the kids on the far side as well, Oisín. They've obviously brought some of the local primary schools as well, and the kids involved in the club. That's hugely important to drive the game on in Craobh and in Judes as well. Like you said, I think it's really important that the club get behind this, because it's brilliant getting back to Senior A, but the county final has to be a special day no matter what grade it's at, and fair play to both teams as well for bringing that Stanley out there. Yeah.
Sutcliffe couldn't quite keep it in play. Line ball taken quickly by Kevin Heatherton. Clever play, and then sent long by Gary Kelly. Who's it going to fall to? Who's going to win it more so? It's Hogan. John Carty. Dual player John Carty gets it down the line. Coming out to meet it is Joe McManus. Joe McManus, has he kept that one in play? I think he has. Finbar Wardick there as well. And now it is Wardick. That's what I was going to say, a good pickup. It was. Then it was followed by a big hit, and he gets the free in.
Yeah, and again, it was a massive hit at the start, and then you can see Marquez just like, they obviously spoke about not giving away silly frees, because McManus is very good. He's well capable of scoring heavily on the frees for Judes, and Danny obviously as well when he hits them, but they don't need to give away simple frees, and the first hit was huge, and then just the second one, just the drag of the arm then as well caused the free. And
in fairness to the referee, Sean McCarthy, he is trying to let as much go as he possibly can. It's good refereeing. McManus puts it over. It's a first free for St. Jude's. Ball sent long down towards Cian Derwin. That's a good take by fullback Ger McManus. Swept down towards John Carty. Carty with a little bit of space. Tries to get away now from James Finn. Carty. Dipping ball, looking for Joe McManus. Just bounced away from Joe, but the referee spotted there was a foul, and he's given the free. Played the advantage, saw none was coming, gave the free in. Yeah, good refereeing again, let the advantage go. We saw that, we can see it from our vantage point up here, but it allows that kind of play, and he's allowing the teams to go at it. And again, for the type of game that it is, that's what it's needed. It's funny, you come in here in June, July, Oisín, with the start of the club championship, and today is the end of the hurling one from our perspective, I suppose, with Dubs TV, but it goes by so fast, doesn't it? And then like the likes of Danny and stuff will be back into
you know, we'll be back into county training now in the next couple of weeks as well. You know, it's a hugely the year is so busy for that player, for the type of player that's playing at, you know, get to county final level and also inter-county wise as well.
We've better weather today than we did on some of those summer days.
We did.
Joe McManus looking to score his second free, his third overall. That's a mighty
free.
puck of a ball from Joe McManus. 2 in a row for him.
I think Sean just wants the puck out taken again. Kieran went before the whistle was blown.
Kelly. Watching on as Marquez brings it out of defence, goes long. That's a good take, Paddy Fitzgerald. That's an equally good take from Robbie Mahon. Marquez trying to get in under that is Billy Ryan. Ross O'Reilly takes it. O'Reilly keeps his composure. Well, that's risky, but he knew exactly what he was doing.
Danny's one-on-one inside now if he lets it in.
Will they let it in? That's a good take by Joe McManus. Flicked away from him brilliantly though by Robbie Mahon. He's already having a fine game. Mahon. Clever ball by Mahon. Letting one go is Kevin Warren.
That's some score rush.
And Warren puts it over.
Kevin's capable of it. He for years has been like, you know, just a ball inside again, quality ball in, gives the forward at a diagonal every chance to win it, and off his left-hand side, super score.
Good puck out. Foley down the line. 3-on-2 in favour of Craobh, and the 3 winner. Here's Gary Kelly. His goalkeeper is looking for it, but Kelly's able to get it under control and get it out to his teammate. Kelly continues his run. He wants it back. Warren might be the target here again. Also under it is Cian Derwin. Derwin trying to get away from Paddy Fitzgerald. Great play by Derwin. Just fumbled by Ryan. He does get it up. Ryan takes his point. Second one for him.
See what I mean about the way they try to play every time, Ocean? They try and get the ball every time to hand, and like some teams just, and they've been doing that for years. Anytime I come up against them as well, like you'd see the quality that they have, the ability to try and do the right thing every time.
Well, it doesn't take Alan Turing to spot the pattern that we're getting so far. 2 for Judes, 2 for Craobh, 2 for Judes, 2 for Craobh. Picking it up on the run, or trying to, is Conor Nolan. But that was brilliant from Billy Ryan. It looked like I thought he had lost it. I should have shown more faith, having seen Billy Ryan as many times as I have. Stephen O'Brien into contact, going to ground. Ball squirts out. McManus juggling it, trying to find his teammate Finbar Wardick. He couldn't do so. Craobh Chiaráin around the ball. Now sweeping at it was McLaughlin, but it comes kindly here for Paul Kelly. Great play by Paddy Fitzgerald. And now it's Ciaran McLaughlin. John Carty works so hard getting back to help out the defence. Hogan. Foley. Bottled up by Robbie Mahon. Gets the ball away, but it's loose, and it's intercepted by Kevin Heatherton.
Like with Danny one-on-one inside, they're just not letting the ball in fast enough, are they? They're taking a lot out of it.
What a take that is. It's Billy Ryan looking for point number 3 for him. Didn't quite catch it right.
Yeah, and Danny's getting frustrated because he's one-on-one inside. Yeah, there's Gary Kelly is sitting in front of him, but they need to let that ball in a bit faster, because that man, when he's on the edge of the square, it doesn't matter who's inside, he'll always have that chance and opportunity to catch it.
Well, as we were saying a couple of minutes ago, we hope that Nafina have a good run in the Provincial Club Championship. It looks like Ballygunner are off on another one with 6 minutes to go in their quarter-final against Sarsfields of Cork. It's 119 to 9 points in favour of Ballygunner. Sarsfields also the Camogie champions in Cork, and they sacrificed their club pitch to save the community. I mean, what they do on the field is impressive. What they do off it, even better.
Oh, absolutely. What a team Ballygunner are though as well.
Oh yeah, phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Wardick is the aim. He was marked very tightly there, sticking with them all the way with Stephen O'Brien. They're looking for Darren Kelly. Dispossessing him, Ger McManus. Ger McManus, he's probably one of the best in Dublin at defending a high-dropping ball. And just as I say that, Judes give it away now. It wasn't McManus, granted, but they do give it away. They might have it back here. It's Wardick. Wardick. That's going to dip. Keeper has to be careful. He is. Good goalkeeping. Gary Kelly. Joe McManus trying to close him down. Kelly gets it away, looking down the line for Kevin Warren. McManus slid into it. The conditions count for that because it's slippery out there.
Yeah.
Hogan. Judes with the diag. Here's Danny Sutcliffe. Yet to score in this game.
Oh, he makes it look so easy, Oisin.
Well, you knew it was only a matter of time. Danny Sutcliffe puts it over.
Yeah, great score by Danny off his right. Again, the ball, like we spoke about this a lot, that diagonal ball in, give your forward a chance to win it, and Danny doesn't need to take the man on and just puts the ball over the bar off his right-hand side at ease.
Left behind by Foley, who hasn't given up on it, much to his credit. Coming in now is Wardick. Falls kindly for Craobh Chiaráin. Well, it doesn't just fall for you, you make it fall for you. Ball fired into the forward line. What can they do with it? That's a smart turn. Tracking back is Hogan. Hogan does what he needs to do, but Darren Kelly is chasing after the loose one. Darren Kelly never gives up on any ball. He's getting a little bit of help from Conor Ryan. Here's Conor Ryan. In the square is Billy Ryan. Conor Ryan stays going. Conor Ryan. The angle close off. Conor Ryan off the stick.
Yeah, he just had he'd no other catch left. You know, he couldn't. I know there was someone coming off as well, but he'd just no catch left and tried to hit it off the stick, but just a poor execution at the end. But some really physical, tough battles even off the ball. If you watch in front of us here, there's a lot of big hits going in, and a real honest, hard game so far.
Ross O'Reilly. Conor Nolan tries to get there. He's dispossessed brilliantly by Kevin Heatherton, who pokes it on, but then Conor Nolan gets there. Can't get it into his lova, though. Heatherton. 3-on-3. That's a fantastic catch. Will it be matched by the shot and the score?
Yep.
It will. It's Kevin Warren again, his second.
His second, and it all came from Hedgehoe as well in centre back. Hedgehoe obviously was in Australia for a couple of years there as well. A big loss for them at centre back, and that all came from his work rate and a good quality ball in. But Kevin Warren looks dangerous inside.
Good atmosphere around the place, isn't there?
There is, and it's needed. I think, look, you want that on county final day as well, and I just think it's credit to both clubs that they have lots of the underage teams here, which is important, and it gives them something to, and like you said at the start, there's something on show here today, even though both clubs will go back to Senior A next year.
That ball travels, but it's intercepted. Bringing it out of defence is Stephen O'Brien. Blocking his route was Wardick. O'Brien gets it up again. O'Brien away. Well, that was the intention.
Yeah, great work by Wardick over there as well. A fine young player, and the battles and the hooks and the blocks are it's very evident that the work rate that's going in is huge, and that ground is soft. And as in credit to the people that are involved in keeping the pitch right over the last couple of weeks, but it's very soft, and the work rate is for both teams is impressive so far.
One thing you can't avoid at this time of year is the softness of the underfoot conditions, but the pitch is in amazing condition considering the amount of water and considering the amount of action it's seen. Conor Ryan. It's a real battle anytime the ball goes loose, isn't it? Here's Wardick, who doesn't mind battling. Paddy Fitzgerald.
Yeah, just a poor ball out to the side there, and again didn't give the forward any chance to win that there as well. Joe McManus is and it's just the type of ball that they're putting in. I think Judes, it's something that they look at half time, that the quality of ball that's going in is just, apart from that one that came to Danny, there's no real, a lot of the shots they're taking are from out the field rather than giving the forward inside a chance to win it.
Conor Ryan gets good air on that one. Cian Derwin will try and get under it. Cian Derwin has grabbed it. He's got a runner and he gets it to him. They could be in here. It's Robbie Mahan. Robbie Mahan tries to find the pass. Gets onto it again. Scoops it up brilliantly for Billy Ryan. Billy Ryan. Over it goes. A hard-won score. Billy Ryan second from play. His third overall. Yeah,
if Robbie just had that little small bit extra in the legs to go at it, he probably could have broken inside. But again, young Ryan with a great finish at the end, and it puts Craobh into a 1-point lead.
And it's the first time they've led today. Kieran Mangan. Good ball. McLaughlin. Sutcliffe takes it on the run. Sutcliffe, who plays hurling for Dublin and has played Gaelic football for New York, finds Crennan. Has Crennan found an equaliser? No.
Yeah, they've brought Danny back out the field now as well. The ball that was going in, there was very little ball going in. you know, he's had an influence there too. I just love the battles off the ball. Like there's a lot of very let's call it honesty and endeavour off the ball as much as there is on it.
Conor Ryan, that's a pass, not a shot. Robbie Mahan's trying to get there, as is Billy Ryan. Billy Ryan up against Ciaráin Mangan, and Mangan wins the first part of the battle. Mahan. Well, the ball has disappeared from our view. There it is, popping out again, and it's Judes who've secured it. But he didn't give up on that one, did he, Matthew Forbes? Here's Paddy Fitzgerald. Now it's David O'Callaghan. He did well. McManus. Kieran McLaughlin. Away from Kieran Hogan. Sutcliffe. Sutcliffe looking for his second and not finding it.
No, he pulled that to the right and again had that runner inside. Danny, unfortunately, got out in front. Great touch. He's conscious as well. If you watch him, even as a young player, if they're watching, like the sense that he takes that little small extra second just on the type of day that it is, just to get the ball into his hand, but just shot a bit too soon there.
That's pulled on in the air. You don't see too much of that anymore. It was a good skill by Darren Kelly. Worth an effort. Ross O'Reilly had to be ready for it, and he was. Foley, he's hooked. Fine play by Kevin Warren. Robbie Mahan now tries to dig it out. Here is Mahan. He was surrounded by Navy there. John Carty. Carty turning and twisting.
Look, over here on the right-hand side, like.
Crennan.
Andrews on his own.
Here's Conor Nolan. Nolan. Nolan floats it over.
Yeah, good score.
His first of the game. He generally doesn't wait long before he gets involved in the scoring.
Very similar to Danny, the way he strikes the ball too. Big athletic guy as well, and you know he's had a really good club campaign with Judes this year.
Scored the goal in the semi-final for St Jude's. A semi-final in which they were pushed all the way by Niamh Barrogue. Niamh Marnogue.
Barrogue. No, Barrogue.
I was right
Barrogue have had a really good year rushing, and they did a big performance yesterday as well, under 21 championship as well, and like they've a huge. There's a lot of young talent coming through in Barrogues, and they've pushed both these teams. I think they drew with Craobh earlier, or drew with Judes earlier in the year, and then you know, like I think Barrogue, in fairness, the work that's been done out there, and they're producing some fine quality hurlers even at senior level now for Dublin. Like it was only after extra time that Judes got over Barrogue in the semi-final, and that was Danny, and you know that last kind of 10-minute spell. And I think both these teams are well capable of holding their own in Senior A as well. Just managed right and grouped wise. There's no easy game against Judes or Craobh, and they look forward to next year's championship pushing.
And even the fact that this is being played in November, it makes the close season that bit shorter, doesn't it?
I met a club player this morning, just out for a walk in the Castle of Malahide, and they were back this morning in a football club in that kind of proximity in that area. It's a long year for a club player too.
Here's Conor Ryan. If that goes over, it's some puck of a ball. It hasn't. He's unlucky.
He's unlucky. Just took a dip in the last few minutes to scoring. Like it was tit for tat for a long time there, but 6 points each now at the moment. Kind of needs a little bit of spur of life again, because it just fall into that kind of dead zone for the last 5 or 6 minutes.
Ross O'Reilly. Sutcliffe is there, but he's absolutely surrounded. Intercepted by Heatherton. And then stolen back, and marauding forward is David Andrews. Got the first point of the game. Andrews still going, spots a free player. He takes it, it's Nolan who's goal hungry. Nolan being driven away from goal. Really good defending by Mark Hayes. There might be something here for Judes from David O'Callaghan. It's a free in.
It's a free, and what's catching Craobh a small bit is the pace in the centre. When they go in, and he had that's brilliant defending. Mark Hayes pushed him out to the side. That's what you need. That's what you entitle every player to do. But it's a free in now for Jude. But it's just a small bit of pace through the centre is catching Craobh a small bit, and you can see some of the mentors down here as well that are really kind of driving that they have to close up the middle a small bit more.
Remember, no Leinster participation for the winner here. The intermediate provincial spot is given to a winner of a playoff between the senior 3 and intermediate winners, and that's fired over. That's Joe McManus.
Yeah, that's Fingallians, isn't it? Fingallians and Niamh Marnogue have to play off in that one.
First score in just over 3 minutes for St Jude's. fumble and then regathered by Mark Hayes. Owen Forbes back to the goalkeeper. Gary Kelly is open. Travel is the shout at Gary Kelly, and he will. Could have gone further. But when you can place a ball like that, why would you travel? Let the ball do the work. That's what they say. Here's Gary Kelly.
Yeah, just went to the right on him and he came back really well. It was a great ball back by young Ryan back to Gary Kelly. Gary Kelly looks fitter now than he did a three. Like, he's really, in fairness to him, he's been around such a long time for Craobh as well, and a really top class defender. Never gives a silly, stupid ball in, you know, and well able to mix the physical with it as well. But seems to be sitting like a spare man in front of Danny now at the minute. It's surprising, Ocean, because both teams set up at the start very orthodox, you know, 15 on 15, and now we've got a spare man on both defences.
McManus is looking for Sutcliffe, but he hasn't found him. Great marking by Owen Forbes. It's an unusual hand pass, but it does work. Here's Heatherton. Forbes. That's going to be taken by Hogan.
Yeah, both extra men now are taking up any ball that's going in at all. It's been cut out by that spare man.
Fitzgerald has been dispossessed by Conor Ryan, but luckily for him, a teammate was backing him up. That's a good burst out of defence. It is Carty looking for McManus. Now in their battling is Carty. Followed the ball all the way, but here's Gary Kelly. Kelly didn't catch his clearance right. And that's a shot from Michael Foley that goes over, his first.
Yeah, and it all came down to work rate as well in there. Gary Kelly came out, but again, a great hook by Joe McManus, and it led to that block, you know, and again, a good score by Judes.
And that's the first time in the match that either team has put 3 scores back to back without response. Craobh Chiaráin looking to stop that run. Kelly.
Great score.
Good score, very good score. His second.
Like, you love it when it's like that, you know, again, you know, that free flowing. It's just the extra defender has kind of cut that out for the last few minutes, but, you know, at the start and now, like you see, it's just score after score, and both teams there's goals in this game as well.
It's really enjoyable. Ross O'Reilly. Nolan comes to meet us. Unfortunately, Nolan was given too much to do there. Falls kindly for Darren Kelly. Darren Kelly looking to equalise. Darren Kelly.
Man off his shoulder as well, and he'll see that himself, pushing, you know, just... There was an opportunity there to feed the ball into young Warren, who's gone inside, and Darren just hit the ball off his right-hand side, and just there was definitely a goal chance there. He'll go for Danny here now. Yeah.
Sutcliffe running out. Sutcliffe fumbling it. And Craobh Chiaráin battle and get it back, and here's Kevin Heatherton. Heatherton lobs one down towards Darren Kelly. Kelly and McManus are having some battle. McManus gets the pass away somehow. Here's Kieran Hogan. Warren was there all the way. Now it's Kelly.
Tackle.
Good tackle. Hogan again. Well, at this time of year, those rucks, they become a bit more common.
They do. They're hard going inside. There's no easy task in there, I can tell you.
Slight miscue, but it is regathered by Ger McManus. Ger McManus has a lot of time to just stop and assess his options and goes long. Wardick was the target. Carty meets it, but it comes to Gary Kelly. Kelly spots a free man. Good ball, good pass. That free man pounced on by Foley, but he gets his pass away regardless. Good take. He wants to get the shot away. Paul Kelly inside Conor Ryan.
Yeah,
and Conor Ryan puts it over. Good score, very good score, an equaliser.
Again, they worked the ball well. No real panic, no real, you know, lumping ball in. They worked the ball through the hands well, and the two Ryans are two fine players. There's something over on the sideline here now, I think that's been noticed.
That's the 4th time in the game that Craobh Chiaráin have scored 2 in a row.
You know, Jews go 2 ahead, Craobh come back. Young Warren could be in a bit of trouble here now.
Well, the last thing you want to see is a sending off, but the rules have to be applied now. I don't know why he's been spoken to there. Maybe it was something that happened off the ball. We don't know what caused the chat. We just will be able to see the end result of it, which is a yellow card. Ballygunner have beaten Sarsfield's 220 to 9 points in the Munster quarter-final. So they're through to the semis. Curra Finn leading by 1 point against Mike Cullen in the Galway Senior Football Final. Try and get some scores from those Camogie games. St. Vincent's in action in the Leinster semi-final, picked up here by David O'Callaghan, moved on to Conor Nolan. Nolan goes short. Shot comes from David Andrews. And it's wide.
Yeah, Keane Derwin has been switched out onto this side now. He's been quiet so far because he's capable of being dangerous and scoring, but he's been very well marshalled by Kieran McLaughlin, who hasn't given him an inch.
Ball goes loose. Hogan tries to tidy it up. Spills. Going after it there was Derwin, but he couldn't get it. He's still hunting for it now. It's Darren Kelly. Hogan tries to get it. Derwin still there. Hogan trying to escape. And the free out is awarded.
There's real honesty, there's real hardship there given as well, but there's real honesty endeavour by both teams. Like, they're really standing up to it, but Craobh lads not happy, and now that's an extra 10 yards and a scoreable free for McManus.
It's heating up, isn't it?
It is, yeah. But you're right, Darren Kelly and Jerry McManus. Look at the two boys down there now. McManus is down, obviously after hurting his wrist or hand, but they're having some battle inside. Paul Kelly speaking to some of the younger players as well, like not jumping in on tackles, keep the arms out, keep the bodies big, and some really good lads there on both sides that are, you know, even when it gets that little bit heated, that are tempering it down again, like, because like you said, you don't want anybody sent off early, especially in a county final.
St. Vincent's are through to the AIB Leinster Senior Club Camogie Championship. They've beaten Burr 3-13 to 5 points. That one played in the Faithful Fields today. It was supposed to be played in Burr, but the game was switched. But St. Vincent's march on to the provincial final. Best of luck to them. Congratulations to them. And of course they beat St. Jude's in the Dublin final and were made to work for it. McManus. That's his 4th score from a free, his 5th overall.
Yeah, it's a great score rushing on a day like that as well, with a damp, wet ball on soft ground. So great score by Joe.
Good flick up by Mangan. But there was just too many Craobh Chiaráin players around him. O'Brien couldn't make use of the ball. In fairness, he was absolutely surrounded. There's no room out there. You wouldn't want to be claustrophobic. Judes have it back. What can they do with it? That's a good break out of defence, and then it's fumbled, and getting it back or trying to is Matthew Forbes, but digging it out is David Andrews. Andrews surrounded, he disappeared, diving after Conor Ryan. Andrews there again, and Craobh Chiaráin somehow come away with the possession.
That's super defending as well. Super, like, it's real aggressive stuff on the ground here as well.
And they've got a free in Craobh Chiaráin.
Crowd loving it over there as well, Oisin. Real bite to the crowd over there too, which is great.
Well, we were saying that these two had done their business before today in getting up, but it doesn't feel like that, does it? It does really feel like there's something major on the line. I know you can say there is because it's a trophy and it's a county title, but
I think if you're going up, you want to win it.
Yeah.
Like, I think either way, that both clubs will be happy with the year. But you want a celebration back in the club tonight and possibly tomorrow as well. Like, I think some of those Monday clubs at the moment are nearly more infamous than the county finals themselves.
Hugh will be preparing in the Boar's Head. There's more of a crowd coming. Kind of stepped into that one, Billy Ryan, but it doesn't make a difference to the accuracy, and he gets his 42nd from a free. Ross O'Reilly. Flicked up in the air, brilliantly defended by Forbes, and Kelly sweeps back, gives it to Heatherton. Heatherton sees that there's an overload on that right side. He'll wind up, he'll go for it. It's Robbie Mahan looking to put his team in front, and he's done it.
Great score, and you know that came from down here. I think it's McCrabber down on the line, just giving that bit of guidance as well to young Kelly coming back, covering back the ground so that the Jude's keeper couldn't hit the puck out properly. And a great score. I just saw, when I saw Robbie planting the feet, I was like, no, keep going. But he, like, a really good score, and that puts them one ahead.
Hogan. It's a high dropping ball.
Brilliant ball out from the keeper.
It's fantastic, and it's Mahan again. I thought he might go for it. He sends it on to Ryan, who will go for it. Ryan.
No.
Misses.
You'd know by the crowd over there because the kids are so into it now at the minute as well. Like you'd know by the shout. But a great ball out by Kieran from the goal, and you know Robbie plays the ball up the line, and they're the kind of scores that have to go over. Young Ryan will be disappointed with that.
McManus. Well, you would love to see a player like Robbie Mahan get a piece of silverware, get a medal, wouldn't you?
Oh, you would, and like a lot of those Craobh lads, you know, they're such honest, and I'd say the same for Judes. They're two really good clubs, Oisín, two with so many good people that are so passionate about hurling. And I know obviously Judes do well in football as well, but there's so many passionate hurling people out in Judes and in Craobh as well. So
Matthew Forbes is being fouled. It's a free out. It's not actually. That's the half-time whistle. 10-9 in favour of Craobh Chiaráin. What have you made of it so far?
I think just as the man that blows the whistle, I think he deserves credit there as well. McCarthy, I think he's had a good game as a referee. I think he's let the thing go. There's been a lot of, you know, hardy stuff off the ball, but as a game, it's enjoyable. I'm not lying. They can see by the linesman and the ref there. They're a bit of a smile there. Like it is enjoyable, and it's real honest endeavour. The pitch is holding up well for the amount of rain that's got, but it's still heavy, Oisín, and you know it's hard going out there. Like both these teams will know this evening that they've been in the game, but really enjoyable, yeah, and some good quality hurling, some great scores as well. Danny with a sublime one on the right hand side, and young Ryan, and you know, again, young Ryan and Kevin Warren with some really good scores in the first half for Craobh as well.
Well, let's have a look at the highlights of the first half. You mentioned that we've seen some quality. Let's show it.
Yeah, Joe McManus is dangerous at pace at times when he's given the proper ball inside. You know, they've been dangerous, and David Andrews there with a good score off his left hand side. But here's Joe, like, and he's capable of you know, he's capable of hitting 10, 12 points in the game. Been really impressed with what Craobh try to do all the time. That ball to hand, they tried to play that style of hurling all the time, and yeah, look, sometimes it breaks down, but their ability, the wristiness of some of their forwards, you know, the two young lads inside, and Paul Kelly as well with an exceptional score there.
Mahan, he has been a scorer and he has been a creator.
He has, and Robbie has been around a couple of Dublin senior panels as well when Dalo was there, and he's been involved. And you know, I think Hedjo has been excellent at the back for Craobh. This was probably a goal chance inside. You know, he probably could have taken the keeper on, and the keeper's right there. But you know, I think there's goals in the game. Danny, this is, you know, that man makes it look so easy when he's on form. He had one poor while, he'll know himself, that kind of drifted off the right hand side, but he's been marshalled as well. Look, if you're Craobh, you're obviously going to have to do that with the quality that he has. But some really good scores on both sides, and just I love the honesty of endeavour. I suppose the middle 10 minutes, Oisín, was annoying because there was an extra defender for both teams, and other than that, the two teams have really gone at it, and you know, some really nice quality scores.
And this is another one of them, I should say.
Yeah, like Conor Nolan's a fine player, big athlete as well, big man. Very similar to how, like I said earlier, about the way Danny strikes the ball, and he's definitely somebody I've been impressed with by today. That was the only mistake. Gary Kelly has been exceptional. You'd have him up in the top 3 or 4 for man of the match so far, but that was the one ball where he was hooked by McManus and coming out and got blocked. This fella's a little magician as well, like, you know, young Kelly, so he's a great score off his left.
Wonderful work by Paul Kelly. Got it to Conor Ryan, who put it over. A long ranger from Joe McManus. One of 5 points for him. Robbie Mahan, I think that was.
Yep. I think you can see as well, for those that are only tuning in now, some of the quality scores that have been there, that have been evident today, Oisín, are really, really good, top quality scores. And you know, it's been a really entertaining and an exciting game so far. But I'd say both dressing rooms now will be, because this is the last time these lads, I think Judes might have a game to play against Fogs in the Division 1, may possibly relegation match as well. But other than that, this is the last game, and you can throw everything off, the shackles off for the next 30-35 minutes now, because you're facing into the turkey and ham then in a couple of months' time before you go back at it again. Like,
Craobh Chiaráin lead by a point in the go-ahead Dublin Senior 2 hurling final. It's really hard to call a winner of this one. Extra time and penalties, by the way, if required, does have to end on the day. We'll be back with the second half shortly. Remember, you can join the conversation via the hashtag GoAheadDSC. We'd love to hear from you. We will be back with the second half, so join us for that.
My first memory of GAA would probably have been in Croke Park with my father. That would be in the early 1950s.
As a young lad, brought down to watch one of my brother's matches.
Playing under 10 hurling, and I say hurling, not camogie, because I played on the boys' team.
My feeling about the GAA was more a social one than a games one, because I thought it was a great way for all the kids to get to know each other.
Mum and Dad always brought us up to have each other's backs. We'd all go to each other's matches. No matter what we were doing or playing, we'd all support each other. I'm playing for the club 37 years, I think, now, but I also coached my two daughters' teams.
It's great. It really is a great feeling to have the kids down there. And now all of their friends are beginning to come from the same community and the same focus on the club, so it's a mirror of what happened to me in my childhood, I suppose.
We made more friends down the years and had more fun down the years than ever we would anywhere else.
Mum fostered that through us as well. She was chief bottle washer. She'd have jerseys upon jerseys out in the line. 3 of my offspring are married, and they met their better halves through the club.
The friends and relationships I got out of it. Looking back, that was really what the GAA was about. Community, about building relationships with people. My name is Mick Galvin.
My name is Mary Galvin.
My name is Phil Galvin, and my family roots are in St Bridget's GAA Club.
Ground Force probably is the absolute heart of this club, both in their ethos, the amount of work they do, and just the pure love they have for Naomh Marnoga and the GAA in general. In simplest terms, we probably couldn't function without Ground Force.
I suppose the GAA was always a bit more than hitting the ball or hitting the schlitter, you know, and it gave a great sense of community to people.
I suppose at my age, fear of retirement, worried about the unknown, what am I going into a home under my wife's feet all the time or something like that, and then we just got this men's initiative started off. We feel that we're giving something back to the club that gave so much to us. We come up here on a rotary basis and line pitches, cut grass. It kind of empowers us as well if we feel valued.
We're all friends, we're all retired, we're all around the same age group. Some of us have nothing outside of our work, and Ground Force has been a big change for everybody from a mental well-being point of view. It's really, really important and really significant, and there is great camaraderie amongst the group.
So I think there's about 30 odd men in this initiative that comes up to the club and has a chat, and the coffee is important as well. We sort out the world, Dad.
Yeah. Or well, most of it.
Yeah.
That's what it means to me, just achievement and pride.
We met down in Fairview, and Kieran's brother was a friend of my brother's. We met through them, so when I was coming up to the Debs, I invited Kieran to my Debs. He asked me to marry him, and I said yes, so long as our firstborn child played for Vincent's. And he said, okay, grand. It's great to have our family involved as well. I suppose if the kids weren't as interested in it as we were, it'd be very tough on us.
Kieran's are playing Vincent's. The tension in the house is gas. Mum is obviously Vincent's and Dad is Kieran, so Mum always claims that she'll give John steak for dinner and she won't feed Kevin. But it's always a bit of a laugh, but I suppose no one takes it too seriously.
She had her hands full. She could have got the job as a bus driver. The amount of dropping off and picking up she did from matches around. Leaving some matches early to go to another match to make sure she got the end of that, or make sure we all got the same amount of attention. There was no favourites.
It means everything. I don't know what we do without it, to be fair. We eat, drink and sleep it.
It's always through the family like the rest of us. There's not enough supporting words, I'd say.
I know my whole life at this rate.
We're very proud parents. That's a huge achievement to have 100% of your family still playing. We're proud of them all, every one of them.
My name is Niamh Heatherton.
My name is John Heatherton. I'm Kieran Heatherton.
I'm Patsy Heatherton, and as a family,
our roots are set in the GAA.
Welcome back for the second half of the Go-Ahead Dublin Senior 2 Hurling Championship Final. One between them at the break. Craobh Chiaráin leading. St Jude's have brought in a sub. Alan Connolly is in. Now, I don't know who went off. And also, by the way, in is Padraig McNally. So 2 changes at least for St Jude's. Not spotting any for Craobh that I can see. But obviously the St Jude's management not happy with what they saw in the first half. Or maybe it's part of the game plan, you never know. But they have made a couple of switches. I think David O'Callaghan and Finbar Wardick are the ones who have gone off. I can see, yeah, they're over there on the far side just taking their place on the bench.
Yeah, and Danny's back at 11, Oisin as well, and you've gone back to a conventional 3-man full forward line inside.
So here we go, Craobh Chiaráin on the burst, just as he did with the first move of the game. David Andrews goes forward, looking for Nolan, overcooked the hand pass.
Yeah, it's a definite tactic of theirs early on to kind of go through the middle and win that first ball. A great take.
Robbie Mahan, what a take that was. Mahan. It's wide.
Yeah, just a small, unlucky because he won the ball really, really well there and just slightly wide on the right-hand side. See John Carty on his own down here as well. If they had spotted him, if Ger had spotted him as well here with the ball. Could be a bit long. Yeah.
Just a little bit too much on that one as the sky turns from blue to dark.
Yeah, there's rain falling there now as well. You can feel it coming in, Oisin, so could have a drop of rain now for the second half.
Well, the pitch in good condition, but soft underfoot, which is to be expected at this time of year. Conor Ryan queuing up. Ryan, fantastic. It's going to drop, it could be dangerous. Ross O'Reilly, got the stick under it, I think, to pick it up on the second attempt, then try to flick it out towards Hogan. Hogan wins the race against Kelly, but Kelly got something on it, and then there's a little bit of a tussle afterwards.
Yeah, just not needed there by Keane coming in on the back of that. Like if they lose it, maybe he won't. Maybe and in fairness, like we spoke earlier on, Sean McCarthy's had a really good game. He's refed it really well, and just a little bit of rough and tumble afterwards as well. You don't need to get involved in that because it's been honest so far. Now hard hitting and fair, but it has been honest.
Conor Ryan. That is amazing. Oh, it was decent. Amazing if it had gone over. The crowd reacted. That's what prompted me, but it just kind of swerved off.
Yeah, and he's been unlucky twice today with those. He's well capable of putting them over the bar. We might see one before the end. Here's Danny now.
Yep, Sutcliffe. 1 point game. Sutcliffe gets it away down the line. Found McNally. McNally couldn't keep the slitter. Might get a second go at it here. McNally just wouldn't quite stay in. It's some battle for possession. Anytime someone gets it and doesn't get it away straight away.
Yeah, it is. And you don't get that extra second to think at all. And you can see just he's getting a welcome to the Senior B County final here now as well, young McNally. But look, Danny should be that ball inside. He's talking to the players because they need something inside Oisin. Look, there's 50 yards with no Judes player in there. So if they win a ball in the half back line, there's nobody to play it inside to. So Danny's just kind of asking somebody to get back in.
Ryan. The rain falling. Who's the ball going to fall to? Slipping onto that one was Mangan. Couldn't make it his. Is dispossessed. Craobh Chiaráin looking to extend their lead, and they haven't.
And to be disappointed, won't that's two poor wides like that they've had, and they're the ones at the end, because I think Judes will get a goal in this game. So Craobh are going to need that kind of couple of point cushion maybe as well.
Darren Kelly kind of clenched the fist, but it wasn't a joyous clench, it was a frustration clench. Ross O'Reilly down the line. That's a good take on the move by Alan Connolly. Alan Connolly drops. Well, it is good for these two teams that they have got up to Senior 1, but they'll tell you themselves it's about winning today and nothing else. They don't want plaudits for losing, they just want to win. Here's Ciarán McLaughlin. Trying to pounce on that one is Billy Ryan. O'Reilly gets out to it. O'Reilly. Good play by O'Reilly. Ger McManus sends it on. Fitzgerald fumbles. He's dispossessed. It's a good turnover.
They have to get scores from this though. They're working so hard, Craobh.
Shot coming from Cian Derwin. Cian Derwin hopping away because he knows he's put it over.
Yeah, and Keane is well capable of doing that. He's been quiet in the first half, one or two good turnover tackles, but he's been quiet from a scoring point of view, so that's a great score off his right side as well. And look, when it gets going, it's a cracker. I just love the noise and energy from the kids on the far side now from both teams as well.
Derwin was bouncing after that one because he knows that's a big moment. As you say, he has been relatively quiet in the game up to now. Here's Ciarán McLaughlin. Try to find Connolly. I think it did come off Connolly. Yeah, it did. And it's out for a Craobh Chiaráin line ball.
Craobh are really shutting down that central area, the half-back line, midfield area. They're not allowing ball go inside at all. Now Joe McManus is inside one-on-one at the moment, so again, if you're out around the middle of the field here, you need to get that ball inside, give him an opportunity and a chance to win his ball.
Conor Ryan. He's masterful at those, isn't he? That's a good catch. He'll turn and shoot Paul Kelly. Wide.
Yeah, I just thought that Craobh could rue this at the end. That's 3 wides. They're 2 points up, but they could easily be 4 or 5 points up here now. Judes need to win this next ball, so they'll probably bring Danny in around that area to try and win it.
Well, last week's Senior 1 decider, it didn't live up to the hype, and I think Ballyboden, if they were to play that again today, they mightn't win it, but they'd be a lot better. This one is living up to the hype, isn't it? Here's Paddy Fitzgerald. Joe McManus is the intended target. Joe McManus does get there. He's got a runner off his shoulder. Screaming for his Carty. Carty on the move. Carty with the shot. Good goalkeeping. Alan Connolly there to stop him, and Connolly fouls the keeper, and it's a free out.
Yeah, Kieran has done really well today. I was surprised when I came in, and maybe that's the Stephen Chester has been really good for Craobh over the last 10 years, more and longer, but Kieran did really well there on a high pressure ball coming in, and good delivery ball out, but again he has the free out now.
Carty's backing up, trying to get their Ryan there as well. Battling for it now, David Andrews. Andrews, when he has space, he can move. Trying to get away from Derwin, I think that is. Andrews still going, this is some run. Takes the hit, gets the shot away. Well, he didn't catch it right, but the referee was playing advantage.
Yeah, and the Craobh man, Keane, could be called in here now as well, because the Judes supporters are not happy with that at all going through. Judes have loads of pace, Oisin, loads and loads of pace. I just think one thing that they need to improve on is just to get the ball inside quicker. They've loads of lads running off the shoulder. They've serious pace in around the middle, but it just takes a long time for the ball to go in.
Yellow card for Cian Derwin. McManus looking to make it a 1-point game. And he has.
Yeah, back to a point, 22, 23 minutes to go. It's really, he couldn't really pick a winner here now at the moment. It's very, very tight.
McLaughlin. McLaughlin kept it in play. Showed a lot of that to Kevin Warren. Derwin now. Derwin. Oh, he's desperately unlucky. Desperately unlucky.
Great puck out.
Just got away from Crennan. Kelly.
Oh,
Kelly gets it back somehow. And then he's just beaten by sheer weight of numbers, but he doesn't give up on it. And now he's got it back again. Mahan. Closed down, so couldn't shoot, so tries to give it to Billy Ryan. Billy Ryan, good take. Billy Ryan trying to get away from his man, Ciarán Mangan. Ryan in for Darren Kelly. Darren Kelly looking to use his strength and his skill. Darren Kelly is unlucky.
He'll be very disappointed with that because he'd beaten Jerry McManus out to the ball. He knows himself. See the hands going up to the head straight away, and Darren will be disappointed himself with that.
Ross O'Reilly looking to pitch it onto the green. He'd know all about that. He's managing a pro golf shop in the Newlands Golf Course. McNally. Carty has McNally outside. Try to slip it through to Joe McManus. It does somehow get to Joe McManus off the stick of Gary Kelly, and Joe McManus hits the equaliser. His second from play of the game.
Good score from Joe, and without overly playing well at the moment, Judes will realise that they're back in the game now again. Draw a game. Owen Forbes, a fine player rushing there as well for Craobh. I think you mentioned he was playing with DCU last year, but he's a fine player.
Paul Kelly. This one's lively. Paddy Fitzgerald looking to hold up his man, but the ball is passed off to James Finn. James Finn.
Yep.
Fine point from James Finn, his first of the game.
It's funny, every time they go back, isn't it? Every time Judes come back into it, Craobh goes straight away and get another score or two on the back of it.
Two in the second half. Craobh Chiaráin had that 1-point lead coming into the second period. Trying to get there is Danny Sutcliffe, but it's swept away by Robbie Mahan. Robbie Mahan going across. Billy Ryan was one of the targets, but it was in fact Warren who took it. Warren looking for point number 3 from him, and he's got it.
Super score. And Hedgehoe was brilliant on Danny there as well. Came out, was really aggressive in the air on Danny, and without Danny winning that primary ball from puckouts, Judes are struggling a small bit to win that ball into the half forward line, so they're going to need somebody to work with Danny on this ball as well. Really impressed with the just the direction from the line down here as well from Craobh. Like they're really trying to shut down the space for Judes to puck ball into.
Carty the intended target. Ryan gets there. Might fall for Crennan. Crennan tries to slip it back to McLaughlin. McLaughlin does get to it. McLaughlin sends it on. Racing through is Hogan. Hogan from a long way out. Fires it over. Good score.
Inspirational score and a big fist up to the crowd as well to drive them on. That's where they're causing Craobh problems in around the centre, the pace in the centre.
Mark Hayes. Joe McManus couldn't quite get there. It was good solid play between the defender and the goalkeeper. Kelly. Derwin, smart take. That's going to drop. Darren Kelly might get in under this one. Kelly tries to flick it. It was, well, I'm saying good defending. The Craobh Chiaráin crowd, they're saying foul. What do you think?
I think look, the two of them are having a super battle all day, but I think we'll give Ger the commendation for that one. I think he's okay.
Darren Kelly trying to get in under Stephen O'Brien's high ball. And again, McManus defends it very strongly, very well.
Now, you made a brilliant point earlier, Rushing, that he's brilliant under the high ball. Ger played under in goal for Dublin underage as well, and he's really, really strong and aggressive under the high ball. I think Darren would be better trying to catch one or two of them. I think he's trying to bat all of them. I think he would be better, and it might benefit him more just trying to catch one of them.
He's not a bad man on the ball either. Ger McManus sends it long. Gary Kelly went up for it, didn't get it, and now it's Alan Connolly. Connolly inside, finds Michael Foley. Foley. Good defending, getting across was Hayes. This is Connolly. And that's an
Good score.
equaliser.
Very good score. It all came from, like you said, Ger McManus giving that ball up, just taking the forward, taking an opportunity and chance to come off the back of it, but good score. Draw game. We could be here for a while yet, Oisin.
Well, it's our last day hurling-wise on Dubs TV this season, so let's try and get the most out of it. Long ball down the line. Breaks kindly for Andrews. Andrews did really well. He's got half of Craobh Chiaráin around him. Paddy Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald has O'Reilly as an out ball, but gives it to Andrews. Andrews. Sutcliffe running onto it. Sutcliffe getting into a bit of space. That's all he needs. And Sutcliffe puts Judes back in front. Well, they've been waiting a long time to be in the lead for this game, or in this game.
They have, and every time they've got it, even near Craobh, have always come back and got the next score or two, but that was a super score by Danny. And look, again, we said earlier on, you can't use enough superlatives about that guy. You know, he's just incredible for club and for county.
Conor Nolan just a little bit over-eager there. Well, 3 in a row for St. Jude's has them back in front. They haven't led since the first half.
Yeah, and when Craobh were 2 up, I think they had maybe 4 wides in a row, Oisin, and that they could look back at that as a real pivotal point in the game.
There is movement on the Craobh Chiaráin bench. Is that going to drop in around the square? Darren Kelly trying to get in under it. It's loose. Your eyesight is better than mine if you can see who has that sliotar. It is St. Jude's, and it is Crennan who receives. Connolly on the move. He's got pace. Connolly with Crennan inside. Nolan in front. Gary Kelly gets across. Cam defending from Gary Kelly. James Finn. Derwin, the target.
Yeah.
And he's fouled, and it's a free in.
Yeah, Keane played for it, and he did well, and good call again by Sean inside.
Tapping it over, Billy Ryan.
Yeah, like I think you're right. There's a change coming in here now as well.
And heading off is James Finn, who scored his first and only point of the game a couple of minutes ago. Battled hard, worked hard, got turnovers, left it all out there. You can't ask any more of your players on county final day. Fitzgerald.
Oh, brilliant.
Oh, what a take that was from fullback Owen Forbes. Lovely little dink pass.
Owen Forbes is a
Sean
fine
McHugh.
player, Rushing. He's well capable of making that next step up, I think.
Oh, here we go. Catch by Billy Ryan. Billy Ryan. Off the woodwork again, comes to Kelly. Kelly!
what a
Great save
save.
by O'Reilly. It is
What
a
a
point,
save,
but it
Oisin.
could have been far, far worse.
What a save that was. Brilliant on the like, it was so unlucky not to get the score, and it fell down to Darren. Did he take a little bit too low? What a save. Brilliant. Point blank.
Well, Darren Kelly is off the mark. He wanted a goal. He has to settle for a point, but Ross O'Reilly has come up with one of the saves of the year. In his profile piece on the St. Jude's social media channels this week, he said, keep at it, your chance will come. His chance has come. He has taken it. That's a fantastic save. Here's Kevin Warren. More good goalkeeping by Ross O'Reilly. Michael Foley.
Super ball.
Carty flicked away from him by Derwin, who does keep it in play. Derwin. Darren Kelly getting in under it. Billy Ryan also in under it. Paddy Fitzgerald taking it. Foley. Fumble and then regathered by David Andrews and regathered again. Ciarán McLaughlin. McLaughlin. It's a little bit loose, or is it? Sutcliffe was trying to get there. Heatherton does.
Heatherton's had a fine game, hasn't he, Oisín, at 6, like on Danny. I know Danny's got a couple of great scores, but
Danny's going to do that to anyone, though.
Yeah.
Anyone in the country. Here's Gary Kelly, who's also had a fine game. One of a number on both sides. O'Reilly, as McManus held off Kelly again. Padraig McNally. Joe McManus. Joe McManus taking on O'Brien. Joe McManus.
This could work out for him.
Falls for Nolan. Out to Connolly. Connolly too casual.
Just too slow on the strike, yeah. I think Nolan could have taken the man on there as well, like rather than just pass the ball back out.
Conor Ryan.
Must be a free as well now. Yeah. Good call by Sean again.
Conor Ryan over this one, but he hands it to Derwin.
It's a big free now if he can get this. Huge distance out, but well capable of doing it.
One from play for Derwin so far. Can he add to it? Is it tailing off or going over? Had the distance, but while there wasn't much in it, he didn't have the accuracy. But a change being made, heading off is Kevin Warren, who got 3 points.
He had a great first half, very quiet in the second. Worked hard there as well for the last 10, chasing balls down, but brilliant, excellent first half from Kevin. And I think that's a good call from Craobh. They needed something different up front, just something different, because there's a lot of ball going inside, and maybe somebody who can kind of win their own primary ball first.
Keith Cooling has come in. Judes win their primary ball. That's Conor Nolan looking for Fitzgerald. He stepped out of play, yep. Well, Craobh Chiaráin would nearly have rather play on there. Cooling was in a good position, but we will have to come back for the line ball. Craobh Chiaráin leading by 1. Could have been more, only for Ross O'Reilly, and a fantastic save.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Conor will go for this though, and well capable of putting it over the bar as well.
He's been going for them all day, and he has been close. Ryan, this looks good.
Yeah.
This looks very good.
Yeah.
Conor Ryan nails
What
it.
a score. What a score.
It's worth another look.
Yeah, and look, like you said, he's been trying to do it all day, and he's been unlucky once or twice with it, but that's an exceptional skill to have, Oisín.
Canning-esque from Conor Ryan. Here's McManus. Ciarán Mangan. Will he get his hands on the trophy? Not if Craobh Chiaráin can help it. That's a good take. Owen Forbes.
Yeah, he's had a really good game, Oisín.
It's a fine pass. The shot from Paul Kelly, looking for his third. It's wide.
And that's what's keeping, in the second half, that's what's keeping Judes in it. I think Craobh have had maybe 5 wides at this stage, and just an easy wides. No, Paul Kelly's could put that over in his sleep every day. Couple of points in it now. The big 10 minutes left now for whoever really wants to win the Senior B. Both going up, obviously, but whoever wants to take the trophy back to the club.
Forbes. Well, you can get a sense of the atmosphere here. This is a big game for these two. O'Brien goes to ground, gets the pass away, trying to get away is Cooling, has a runner off the shoulder, doesn't use him for now. Cooling, wrong option. Easy to say from up here, granted. Here's Hogan.
Yeah, both teams in around the middle looking tired now. Oisin, that first half has taken a lot out of them, but I still think there's a goal in Judes if they get the ball in early.
Breaks off Carty, comes to Connolly. Racing after it on that far side is Foley. Foley does get it somehow, despite the attentions of Matthew Forbes. McManus. McManus still. No one can get time and space. That's a great
Brilliant,
block.
yeah.
It's out for a line ball to St. Jude's.
That's testament. Huge passion over there as well. And we spoke earlier on, for people just tuning in, that the passion that's on the line from both teams, management-wise, and all the kids and club that's involved, it's huge for both teams here, and that's real honesty of endeavour over there on the line. Francis Usang in there now. And that's the option I'm talking. Maybe that will work, as in the amount of ball that's going in there that kind of has been just played in the air, rather than somebody who can cause, like he can cause serious problems inside.
He's replacing Darren Kelly, who was denied a goal by a wonderful save from Ross O'Reilly. And Conor Nolan is going up for St. Jude's, and he's being replaced by Kuan Manning.
Yeah, Kuan's a fine player. Conor just didn't, not the semi-final, he was exceptional in the couple of games coming, just didn't really, apart from that one point. Ooh.
Foley tests the keeper, who pushes it away, but it comes to Danny Sutcliffe. Sutcliffe trying to get a clean break for a shot. Sutcliffe does get it across. Couldn't quite find Manning. Manning now does have it. Carty.
Yeah, he has it.
That is amazing from Carty.
But Danny just didn't have a second to kind of get inside. Like, he worked really hard. Brilliant defending by Hedgehoe. You know, like, again, break the tackle really, really well, and, you know, just drew that ball in from left to right.
Well, in fairness to Kieran McGowan, who's been fine in goal for Craobh Chiaráin today, he did push it away. He did direct it kind of off the face of target. An attempted point for Paul Kelly. Paul Kelly, that is absolutely fantastic.
That's huge, and again, for people not here, whether people think this matters or not, a game like today, like Paul Kelly, just up to the crowd, up to the young lads that are, and that's what Craobh for years have been doing. They've been bringing in players against the odds at times as well.
He's working hard to try and get it back, Robbie Mahan. Robbie Mahan tracking after that one. Kelly in there as well. Conor Ryan trying to roll lift it with one hand. Conor Ryan does have it, but can't escape. Ryan does get it away. Paddy Fitzgerald with the foul, free in for Craobh Chiaráin, and they feel that they're on top here.
They do, and they just don't need to get involved now with anything silly either, because they're a couple of scores up, the possibility going 3 points up. Judes won't lie down. Oisin, we spoke earlier on about how, you know, how proud, as well as they're doing in the football, they're a great hurling club as well, with really good people involved, and they won't lie down. I still think there's a goal in Judes. Danny's gone back inside now as well, so the one thing they need to change up, like they've loads of pace in the middle, Judes have, but they're not giving the ball in quick enough, and they're running an awful lot of ball on soft ground rather than maybe chancing that one inside, because Danny's as good to beat anybody in the air inside, and if they land 2 or 3 balls in on top of him, it could cause a goal.
Well, either way, it's been a good season for both of these two, who go up to Senior 1 for next season. But you want to end it on a high, and when you're in a final, you want to win it.
Oh, you do, and I think both these teams are capable of holding their own in Senior A. You know, disappointing years last year. Both clubs, proud, passionate hurling clubs, would have been really disappointed. But credit to management, because it's not, you said it earlier on, you know, it's not easy to go back up straight away after that disappointment of coming back down again. So credit to both managements for getting them back up. But it'll be a great night now, or a great couple of days in either club. And what it does is it inspires that next group coming through as well, Oisin, if you can get a bit of silverware back to the club tonight.
Senior 1, not Senior A. I bet you still call it Snickers Marathon.
Yeah.
Can be hard to let go, can't it?
I won't miss those jokes now.
This would give Craobh Chiaráin a bit of breathing space if it went over. Yep. O'Reilly makes sure it does. That's good goalkeeping, smart goalkeeping. And it's a fine strike of a ball from Billy Ryan.
Yeah, 3 points up now, you know, maybe 5 minutes out from taking the cup in around the corner into the clubhouse, and it'll be a huge night there. But I still think if Judes keep going, that there's a chance that romantic date that's happening with June and Ethan later on might be kind of held off a small bit yet.
Crennan battling for it. Joe McManus battling for it. Crennan cleverly wins a line ball. The voice you're hearing, not mine, is that of Joe Fortune, who did win a Senior A championship with Ballyboden and has gone on to do great things with Westmeath, and the very best of luck to you in Westmeath next season.
Yeah, thanks, Oisin. It doesn't be long coming around, so it'll be big year ahead now for Westmeath and for Dublin too in the next under Mihall's second year now as well. That honeymoon kind of first year is over, and I'm sure that but myself and him will be deep in plans and training now for the next couple of weeks.
We've the winter to talk about that. Hogan gets it down the line. Here's McManus. Jude's not done yet. That's a great block.
Brilliant block.
Conor Ryan getting in there.
But look at Danny's body language. He knows himself, like he's in there on the edge of the square. The ball needs to go in faster to him. The credit to Craobh though, every block, every hook, every block in the second half has been excellent.
Carty, who's played very well today. He's worked incredibly hard. They all have, to be fair. And that's a line ball for Craobh Chiaráin. They just haven't given them an inch.
No, they haven't, no. And at times under pressure with pace in the middle, but they haven't. They're hooking, they're blocking. Their sideline as well is very effective because they're constantly keeping the lads going. Like, the energy that comes from the line is really, really impressive. And, at the moment, they looks like they're going to be taking the cup.
Conor Ryan in no rush to take this one. I can't remember too many stoppages in the second half, so I don't know how much extra time we'll have, or injury time, I should say.
It's always a guess as well, because you're up here probably not knowing what, but you're probably looking at maybe 2 minutes. A couple of subs that came in will get 30 seconds each probably. Still think there's a goal in Danny if you get the ball into him.
He wants the ball. Here's Carty.
Yeah, not to 10 yards back.
Yep.
Good refereeing. In fairness to Sean, we give the credit. Over the last couple of weeks and months, the credit's there. The standard refereeing in Dublin has definitely improved over the last 4 or 5 years, and Sean's had a fine game today.
And we saw it, especially in there's one decision I'll zero in on here. The Vincent's penalty at the end of the Ballyboden game. Tom Gleeson, in fairness, took his time, talked to his officials around him, and did exactly what you'd expect him to do, what you'd want him to do, and he did it. He didn't rush a decision. So much credit to him. It's one of a number of kind of clever decision-making processes we've seen from the referees in the Dublin Championship this year, across football and hurling.
Look, it's easy to criticise officials or umpires or referees, but I think what's happened now is that they value more what's coming from the line. They're mic'd up. The standard of refereeing ushing has definitely improved in the last 5 or 6 years, and it's led to I think the likes of the Kilmacuds and that going outside of Dublin being more impressive and cool and so on.
Derwin looking to give his team a 4-point gap. No. So Judes, a goal will bring it to extra time.
Yeah, big minute now, big minute and a half for Judes here.
O'Reilly, who kept his team in it. Falls kindly for McLaughlin, let it go, has it back, much to his credit. McLaughlin, free in. Now, I'm sure they will ask the question, how much time do we have?
They'll ask the question, and I think the only thing that's going to beat Craobh now is a goal, and the Craobh defenders were not giving up that ball on the far sideline. It's good though, it's impressive because it's exciting for the last couple of minutes. The last couple of months have been really enjoyable doing the co-commentary, and again, apart from the odd slight from yourself, it has been a really enjoyable couple of months. And credit to Colin and those lads and Kieran and stuff that are involved in the WCV, Derek, all the people who work hard in the background, because it is something that as a service very few other counties provide, Oisín, and it is something that I really enjoy.
They all provide it, but they don't provide it for free like Dublin do.
Yeah.
And that's understandable as well. I get that there are differences in Dublin. Anyway, let's concentrate on the end of this game, because there could be more twists and turns. Here's Joe McManus. He is dropping it in.
Oh, he's put it wide.
Yeah, just a bit too much on it. You could see the idea was good aim for the crossbar, but just a little bit too much on it.
I'd say McCarthy's probably told him 2 minutes, so he might only have 20 seconds left now. Be some roar here now if Craobh get this cup.
Senior 1 champions in 2006. They've had a long wait for senior success. They were in the final in 2009, but didn't manage to get their hands on the cup. Usanga trying to make a difference. McManus sweeps it away, but only as far as a Craobh man who could seal it here.
Yeah, he sealed it.
Has.
They're
That's
going
a
to win
brilliant score from Paul Kelly.
Look, you can see McCraobh and those lads are going nuts on the line. That's huge for Craobh Chiaráin, and a massive credit to them what they've done over the last couple of years to keep teams together. But Judes will maybe get one more chance.
Well, there's 4 in it, so they need 2 scores. Don't expect Craobh Chiaráin to make it easy. Usanga with the foul, it was the clever thing to do. Hogan launches it. There's only one Judes man in the square, it bounces, and it's Gary Kelly who has it and fires it away. Trying to keep it in play was Billy Ryan, but he couldn't get there. There's a little bit of a debate going on in the square. St. Jude's need to keep it going. Here's David Andrews, moves it on. Kieran Mangan into the square, where play has been stopped by the referee.
Yeah, and it's a pity because it's been played in really good spirits. There seems to be a lot going on in the square inside, and you know, it has been played in very good spirits. But Danny's not happy in there as well. Something was said or something was done, and the surprising thing is he's in there more or less on his own. Like there's 7 or 8 lads around him.
Well, Sean McCarthy again doing the right thing, talking to his officials, assessing what they saw and making a decision based off their evidence, because he couldn't see it. It was going on while play was continuing. Well, this is just adding to the weight for Craobh Chiaráin, but when you've been waiting since 2009, another couple of minutes mightn't make too much of a difference.
Yeah, I don't think anything's been on at all, and in fairness to Danny and Kieran, there was, you know, little kind of tap on the chest there each as well. It's all done.
Well, waiting since 2006 for it. Well, that was a Senior A title. This is Senior 2, but it's a big deal.
It's important, Oisín. It's important for the club, absolutely, and anybody that knows Dublin Hurling will tell you that the numbers, that they don't have numbers like other clubs, and you know what they've done over the last couple of years. There it is.
Craobh Chiaráin are the go-ahead Senior 2 Dublin Hurling champions, and you can see what it means, you can hear what it means. They battled hard. They hit a few wides at the start of the second half, and we thought, well, maybe that will cost them. To their credit, they made sure it didn't. Craobh Chiaráin are the champions.
Yeah, look out there, like as well. Like you'll see the camera spanning on the players. Like somebody tell you that doesn't really matter. That this is huge for Craobh Chiaráin to get that next generation of players through as well. Look at the kids running onto the field over to their heroes now. I'm delighted for the likes of Gary Kelly and Hedjo and stuff that have battled there for years when there was no success. Some of the younger players coming through as well. Robbie Mann has been around a long time, but Billy and Conor Ryan, some of those younger players now, will build on this again. And hard luck to Judes. Judes have had a good year. The ultimate aim this year was to get back to Senior A next year. They'll take time now. They'll refocus again and get themselves back up to play a proper Senior 1 next year as well. So look, credit to both clubs. It was an enjoyable game. Some really good hurling people, like we said, involved in both clubs, but there'll be some night in there next door now this evening, I can tell you, because those Craobh lads will definitely celebrate this one.
Well, they're both going up, but Craobh Chiaráin are going up as champions, and you can, you can't see it at the moment, but off camera, a lot of the Judes players are on the ground, on their haunches. They look desperately disappointed. They look like they've received a real body blow, so that'll tell you what this meant. Sutcliffe got a point in the 15th minute of the second half. That gave St Jude's the lead, 14-13. That was after Craobh Chiaráin had missed a few chances. But since that, Judes only scored 1 point. Craobh Chiaráin finished with 6 points. Now that says an awful lot about their fitness, Joe.
It does, and it says a lot. Even the couple of wides that they did have, I thought were at a pivotal moment. Judes were coming back. Judes looked pacey, looked fit. But just in those kind of clutch moments, those really big moments at the end, the big players stood up for Craobh Chiaráin. There were some really impressive scores. Young Ryan got a serious sideline that kind of set them off. Keane Derwin kind of came back in, a lot of heavy hits, a lot of hard tackles as well. And look, I just, on a day like today, like a lot of people would say Senior B, Senior 2, whatever you want to call it, it doesn't matter as much. But look down on the pitch there now. Those lads are as thrilled as they could be in any capacity. Because like you've said, going back, success to the club is, 2006, 2007?
2006 for their last Senior A title, as it would have been known then. 2009 for their last final.
That's huge for the numbers that they have, Oisín. It's a huge thing from a demographic point of view. It's a huge thing for Craobh Chiaráin. Massive credit to them. There's some really honest, good, really tough men in that club as well that are well able to mix the good and whatever you want after it as well. And I'm delighted to see some of those lads like Gary Kelly take a medal today. Disappointed for Danny and them because Judes have had a road where they were in a couple of county finals at Senior A capacity and just were disappointed with last year. But look, they're back in Senior 1 next year, regroup now over the winter and focus again.
The Judes scored 3 points without reply and were ahead by 1 point through Sutcliffe in the 15th minute of the second half. But what followed was a 10-minute spell during which St Jude's were scoreless and Craobh Chiaráin scored 3 points. They also had a good chance that was saved by Ross O'Reilly. And you mentioned it there. We did think the wides might cost Craobh Chiaráin. They had 9 wides in the second half. Plus they had that goal chance off the woodwork and the O'Reilly save. So they did it the hard way.
They did. They were a better team on the day. Like we both would definitely say that they were definitely the better team. I just felt Judes could have got a goal at any stage with Danny inside. Like he was very, very well marshalled. Like Owen Forbes is a fine player, definitely well capable of taking that next step up if that's something that he's interested in doing. And then in half back line, Hedjo has added something to him back in this year or the last couple of years, wherever long he's back. He was really solid at 6. Conor Ryan, good game in the middle. I thought James Finn worked hard, didn't get on an awful lot of ball, but harried, harassed, hit. I just love the scenes that are there now because that's as important to Craobh Chiaráin as what last week is to Nafina. And while Judes will be really disappointed, I think from Craobh's point of view, it'll really boost the younger lads coming through that bit of success.
Well, look at Craobh Chiaráin. Look what it means to their fans. They got the fans behind them. They inspired the fans. They won, but they won. Fantastic stuff from Craobh Chiaráin. For St. Jude's, though, let's not forget, it has been a good year as well. They may have lost today by 4 points. And it is a game that they will say, well, we weren't particularly maybe at our best, but Craobh Chiaráin were a big part of that as well. They stopped them from playing. They worked hard. They hooked. They blocked. They made it difficult for them. But for St. Jude's, they look and they'll say, well, our aim was to get up, and that's what we did.
Yeah, their aim was to get up, to get back out of Senior 2 up to Senior 1. 2023 now goes into 24, and as a club now, they need to look at what they really want to do. They've got some really good underage players from Dublin coming through. They need to mind those lads now, nurture them now, get the likes of Danny and Ger McManus involved in bringing those lads forward, and then Judes and Craobh, Oisín, are well capable of holding their own in Senior 1 capacity in Dublin, no doubt about that. They can have dips and disappointing years, but they have the players capable of doing that. And the big thing for me, I suppose, was Craobh Chiaráin. Had they the players coming through to try and get them back up straight away, because it's not an easy thing to do, and it's not easy to stay up there as we saw this year. Whitehall did really, really well to survive, but the likes of Fogs and Plunkett's found it really tough to stay at that level. But Judes have players, Craobh have players well capable of doing it. There's no easy game, and any time I came up against Craobh Chiaráin or Judes, there's no easy game against either of those two clubs. So look, they'll reset now, but Craobh will enjoy tonight first and tomorrow as well, and Judes the same. They'll realise that the ultimate aim this year was to get back to Senior 1.
Well, there are more finals to be played in Dublin. You can keep an eye on the Dublin GA website for detail of those, also the Dublin social media channels. We will have a trophy presentation here to Robbie Mahon and Paul Kelly, the joint captains of Craobh Chiaráin. Not sure if you can hear the speech at home. We can't hear it here. A word of thanks, by the way, to John Costello, the CEO of Dublin County Board, who retired during the week. Dubs TV would not have happened without the likes of him and the County Board officials, and of course Mossy Quinn. And we wish John a happy retirement, having had so much success with Dublin. And that's not just gauged in All-Ireland titles. That's great as well, but he's done so much more. And from a personal point of view, John and Mossy entrusted me with Dubs TV and the commentary, and it is an honour I do not take lightly.
Oh, look, it's a huge thing for Dublin GA fans that are no longer living in Ireland as well. I think it's a massive thing, and John has done incredible work from the time I was involved in 07 with the minors, and even at that stage, the energy and the enthusiasm that he was putting into the background in Dublin hurling and football. But look, this is a big moment for Craobh Chiaráin now. Yep. John had an exceptional campaign with Dublin and passes it over to Finbar now, and we wish him the best of luck as well over the next couple of years.
It's a magnificent moment, a big moment, a historic moment for Craobh Chiaráin, who lift the Senior 2 trophy, and the joint captains of Robbie Mahon and Paul Kelly will be joined by their teammates. Which one of them will do the speech? They're not exactly jostling over the microphone, are they? Well, he's just thanking the stewards and everyone who made this place ready for today. That's all the unseen work, the thankless work. Well, that's almost it for Dubs TV coverage of the Senior Hurling Championship. Last week it concluded with Nafina winning the Senior 1 Championship. They go on to the AIB Leinster Championship next week, where they take on Raharney of Westmeath. So the very best of luck to them. Kilmacud Crokes got their campaign underway yesterday in the football when they beat Éire Óg, and obviously Scully Connell had a good win as well. Keep an eye out on the Dublin GAA social media channels to see how all those teams are doing as the championship progresses. St Vincent's in the Camogie had a good win today away to Bird. They were expected to win that game, but you still have to go and do it. You still have to deliver when you're expected expected to do it and when you're talked up, and that's exactly what St Vincent's have done. So best of luck to them in the final. Craobh Chiaráin, it'll be a night of celebration for them. It will be for Judes as well. They'd rather have a trophy, but they have what they really wanted. They both do, and that's a spot in the go-ahead Senior 1 Championship for next season. As I say, for everything Dublin GA related, keep an eye on the Dublin GA website and of course the social media channels. That's it from Joe and I and the rest of the team from Parnell Park for today. The final score of this Dublin Senior 2 Hurling Championship final: Craobh Chiaráin 19 points, St Jude's 15 points. Thanks to you for watching. We'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye bye.